U.S. condemns Iran for reckless missile strikes on northern Iraq. The U.S. has condemned Iran over ballistic missile strikes on Iraq's northern city of Erbil on Monday night, calling them reckless and imprecise. Iran's Revolutionary Guard said they struck what they claimed were an Israeli spy headquarters in Iraq's semi-autonomous Kurdistan region. 4 civilians were killed and 6 hurt in the attack, local authorities said. Iraq recalled its ambassador from Tehran, condemning the strikes as a blatant violation of sovereignty. There has been no comment from Israel. The Revolutionary Guards also said they carried out missile strikes on terrorist bases in Syria in response to a recent suicide bombing in Iran claimed by the Islamic State (IS) group. In a separate development on Tuesday morning, Kurdish counterterrorism forces said they had shot 3 armed drones flying over Erbil's airport, where U.S. and international forces are stationed, Reuters news agency reported. There was no immediate claim, but an umbrella group of Iran-backed militias known as the Islamic Resistance in Iraq has said it was behind similar attacks. The Iranian strikes come amid heightened tensions across the Middle East since the war in the Gaza Strip between Israel and the Iran-backed Palestinian group Hamas began on October 7. Iran has declared that it does not want to get involved in a wider conflict, but groups in its so-called axis of resistance have been carrying out attacks on Israel and its allies to show solidarity with the Palestinians. Lebanon's Hezbollah movement has exchanged cross-border fire with Israeli forces, Shia militias have launched drones and missiles at U.S. forces in Iraq and Syria, and Yemen's Houthi rebels have attacked ships in the Red Sea. Israel has reportedly carried out strikes that killed a Hamas leader in Lebanon and a Revolutionary Guards commander in Syria, while the U.S. has killed an Iraqi militia leader in an airstrike in Iraq and bombed Houthi targets in Yemen. The Kurdistan Region Security Council said multiple ballistic missiles launched by the Revolutionary Guards struck civilian-populated areas of Erbil around 23:30 local time, 20:30 Greenwich Mean Time on Monday. Local news outlet Rudo reported that loud explosions shook the city and that several residential buildings on the road between Erbil and the northeastern suburb of Kermum were damaged heavily. Peshra Dazai, a multimillionaire real estate magnate, was killed when a missile hit his home, the ruling Kurdistan Democratic Party said. An 11-month-old baby was also among the dead, according to Rudolph. The Revolutionary Guard said in a statement that the missile strikes were a response to the recent evil acts of the Zionist regime in martyring Revolutionary Guards and resistance commanders. The missiles destroyed one of the main headquarters of Israel's spy agency Mossad in Iraq's Kurdistan region, which had been used to develop espionage operations and plan acts of terrorism, they claimed. However, the Kurdistan Region Security Council said it categorically rejected this unfounded pretext and accused the Revolutionary Guards of frequently employing baseless pretexts for assaulting Erbil when it posed no threat. The Kurdistan region's Prime Minister, Masroor Barzani, condemned the cowardly attack and urged the federal government in Baghdad to take a principled position against the flagrant violation of Iraq's and the Kurdistan region's sovereignty. The Iraqi Foreign Ministry said the government has strongly denounced the Iranian aggression on Erbil and would take all legal measures against it, including filing a complaint to the UN Security Council. It also announced the formation of an investigative committee to prove the falsity of Iran's claims. Later, the ministry recalled the Iraqi ambassador from Tehran for consultations and summoned Iran's charge d'affaires in Baghdad to protest. We will continue to assess the situation, but initial indications are that this was a reckless and imprecise set of strikes, Adrian Watson, spokesperson for the White House National Security Council, said in a statement. The United States supports the sovereignty, independence, and territorial integrity of Iraq, she said, adding that no U.S. personnel or facilities were targeted. The UN mission in Iraq said, attacks, by any side, violating Iraqi sovereignty and territorial integrity must stop. Security concerns must be addressed through dialogue, not strikes. The Iranian Foreign Ministry said it respected the sovereignty and territorial integrity of other countries but was using its legitimate and legal right to deter national security threats. In 2022, the Revolutionary Guards carried out a similar missile attack on what it claimed was an Israeli strategic center in Erbil following an airstrike in Syria that killed 2 senior Iranian officers. Later in the year, they hit what they said were the bases of Iranian Kurdish opposition groups in the region. The Revolutionary Guards also said they had targeted the positions of IS and other terrorist groups in Syria's opposition-controlled Idlib province on Monday night. The Syrian Observatory for Human Rights, a UK-based monitoring group, said it was not clear where the missiles landed. Four explosions were heard southeast of the city of Aleppo, within areas controlled by Iran-backed militias, and one blast was heard near the city of Idlib, it added. White Helmet's first responders said a non-functioning medical clinic in the village of Taltida in Idlib province had been destroyed by explosions of unknown origin. 2 people suffered minor injuries, they added.